My name is Chase Daffron. I go by in-game name Red Chase.
Nico Tebow, Paralysis.
My name is Jamie Nickel. I go by Megatron.
I go to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and I am studying business analytics.
Marshall University, graduate student, special education.
And I am a college COD alumni. I started playing COD. My grandpa had bought the original Xbox. I think he got it came with Call of Duty 1 maybe. We played the Medal of Honors and all that stuff. Me and him take turns on the campaigns and all that. I didn't get an Xbox myself until MW2. All my friends were like, dude, you got to get one and play Xbox Live with us. So I guess MW2 was my first time actually being able to play myself, especially with other people. And yeah.
BO4 is the first COD that I played more than just the campaign in or zombies in. I originally went down to Concord for football. I saw that they're having esport tryouts. I had gotten suspended from the football team medically. I didn't do anything wrong. I decided to walk on and try out right before the Black Ops 4 CCL farewell tourney. I made the team, won it without dropping a map, and I think that's kind of where it all started. That was my first real competition, and it felt good. First ever competition, and we won it all.
I started playing COD in BO2. It was offline though. I was just kind of shooting bots on the PlayStation 3. BO3 is where I started getting into a little bit of competitive, playing a little bit of search every now and then. But War 2 is kind of my first competing. I was playing game battles a lot. Still wasn't old enough to compete, but I was scrimming a lot with the team. Obviously BO4 is when I went to Concord. But that's kind of how my story starts, and yeah. Probably in War 2 when I went to LAN tournaments. I actually played Andrew Elk and Radial and Ethan Too Nice there. It was a 2v2 search tourney. But my main focus really wasn't at COD at the time. I think my one shot of oh, I can actually do this for a living was when Concord gave me offer. And then I was like, okay, maybe I might get this a chance because I've been good. I've had fun playing the game. I think it's the number one thing. So that's what I tried to do.
I think halfway through Black Ops 2, we learned what game battles were because we found out about MLG and all that stuff, and we would start playing GBs together, but for the most part it was 4 stacking ranked with a bunch of my high school friends. I was always doing a lot better than them, and so at that point I was kind of I want to start looking at stuff. There was an event in Columbus, Ohio, MLG Columbus. Had no clue what pro points were, any of that stuff. Some random guy came, we were all 13, some guy came up and was yeah, how many pro points do y'all got? And we were we're not sure. As soon as he walked away, I asked my friend what pro points were, and he was I'm pretty sure that's what nade shot is. And I was oh yeah, for sure. After that, we started to learn what pro points were and everything, and how the system actually ran instead of just a group of IRLs playing rank play together.
I think when I first realized I could really compete in this was around that time. We didn't drop a map, and Jamie explained it. These teams have been playing in the CCL. These guys have competed in what was then, CWL and Challenger points, pro points, and then now it's CDL. And then I got offered a scholarship. I had lost my football scholarship from not being on the team anymore, not being eligible to play, and I got offered an esports scholarship, and I was like, okay, cool. I still have a way to somewhat pay for the school that I'm in. And I think that was the first real thought in my mind where it kind of ticked hey, I'm very competitive. I like winning. Money on top of that to help me pay for my school. I think that was it right there. Hey, it's your first tournament and you guys won it all. People are going to hate me for this, but I have to say Concord Gray Cold War. Some stuff happened. I had just had my first baby, Reese. They decided to go with Trauma instead of me because they weren't sure how much time I could dedicate, and I completely understood it. I got a phone call from the director with 2 regular season matches left to be played. He messaged me, he said, hey, we need to win these last 2 regular season matches. We played, I remember it very vividly, number 24 seeded GSU Blue, and then number 22 seeded Tennessee Knoxville. We 3-0'd both them, go into regional qualifiers, beat a team to qualify for playoffs. Really crazy, but it was a super long run. I think we played 13 matches in playoffs alone. It was a really awesome story because Concord Gray wasn't that great in the regular season. They got in by barely just a thread, just heated up at the right time and made I think still to this day, it's the greatest CCL run in history.
Definitely MW 2019, like my first real season in the league. I mean, I loved all the guys at Concord. We had a great team. We did a lot of content. We almost kind of like had an optic squad back then. Like we did content almost every day. Just the vibes were high. It was pre-COVID too, so no one was like, freaked out about masks or anything. It was just kind of a lot of fun.
Dude, MW19 for sure. I think it just goes back to like the amount of conversations I've had with J-Pro. You have like every esport is ran by top few teams that can offer the most scholarship money to like the best players and whatnot. Killed a lot of drive for like a lot of like the smaller schools that can't really offer that, and then also like the bigger D1 schools that have no scholarships at all. I call it the golden days of it because it was just all passion. Like the CCL was having like, obviously there's no prize pool or anything. It was just like you're kind of repping your school. I didn't play Black Ops 4, but I heard like it was a lot of fun too. But I'll forever say those like 2 to 3 years were by far the best, dude. Honestly, it was like the best parts of my life. The first 2 years, because we got it helped to start the program towards the end of my sophomore year, going into my junior year. So like the first 2 years, I'd go to class and I'd go straight back to my apartment. Didn't hang out with anybody. And as soon as we got esports, I was there all day, every day, hanging out with the guys. We grew a lot together, especially as friends. Chase and Nico were a part of my groomsmen at my wedding. I mean, I still talk to so many people from back then and like keep up with them. We were just so close in person. It was so much fun, dude.
The atmosphere was electric because we had just came in and winning the BO4 farewell tournament without dropping a map, and we instantly got blacklisted. So we were looking for scrims anywhere. We get invited to the Subliners 10K at the beginning of MW19. We won a couple rounds in that as a CCL squad. I don't think we ever thought we could lose, and having that as a team, it's pretty hard to top it or take that apart. It didn't matter how much we argued, yelled, cussed, whatever at each other. We knew when we loaded up on match time that there wasn't going to be anybody that stood a chance of playing against us, stood a chance of beating us, and we go 51-0 map count, playoffs. I mean, that whole season we lost to one team. It was awesome.
I mean, we were waking up, just kind of vibing in the room a lot. We'd scrim at night when everyone got out of class. That atmosphere really, probably why we found a lot of success in the game as well, was we were all friends with each other out of the game. We all hung out a lot. No one had really egos. Honestly blessed for the opportunity that Concord gave me then. I think everyone knew what they needed to do on the map. Like, hey, we needed to do our whatever percent, 15, 25%. And no one really egoed out of the way. We didn't play challengers at all, really. So no one kind of got to experience that top skill yet. We all just wanted to focus on college and see what our best abilities as a team were. And we just kind of built that trust and that relationship in game. And that's what made us dominant.
It was just our overall goal that year. Like, we were a group of randoms, pretty much. Obviously, we came in, we won the first tournament that we ever played in, the Black Ops 4 goodbye. And like, still nobody ever wanted to like give us any props, and I think that really lit a fire that entire year. We all loved being together and competing together. We all wanted to win for each other. I think you just don't see that anymore nowadays, especially the scholarship teams. They're kind of like 4 random people picked and chosen from challengers and given a scholarship, so there's not like really much connection. Like, we really wanted to be like the first group that kind of came out and did everything, set our school on the map. My undergrad was in graphic design, and that's honestly what got Concord started. Is we had a sophomore review, which is basically our advisor kind of checking our portfolios, making sure we're on track. And all my stuff obviously was esport designs. Up until that point, I still had no clue what I wanted to do after college. Up until that point, we also, like, in all the design classes, we're just making like flyers and brochures and stuff, and I was like, dude, I can't do this. Once we got esports and like bringing, like, not even just for the Call of Duty team, but like I did a lot of behind the scenes stuff for the program, even while playing, like social media and our content and helping like on the recruiting side. It just showed me like what a director could be, like bringing kids that normally wouldn't go to school or couldn't afford it. I think really showed me that that's what I wanted to do and what my passion was in. And Mars Hill called and they offered for me and my now wife to come and visit. We came down for a few days and just kind of visited the area, and so we started there.
I'm a teacher currently, and I needed to get my master's in an education field to be able to teach, to get my teaching license, because my undergrad, I have a double major in sociology, criminology. I applied for my master's program at Concord and was denied. I was like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll be okay with just my bachelor's for now and figure it out. And then I had Alex Carr message me and say, hey, I know you. We've talked before a little bit. Come to Marshall. I will get you into Marshall if you apply. And he wasn't lying. I applied that same day, and a couple hours later, I was in a Zoom meeting with one of the admissions people at Marshall saying, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what we're going to do. You're already late, but your class is going to start now, so catch up on it. And that's kind of how quick it happened, all in a matter of hours realistically, once I responded to Alex Carr's DM. I thought I was done with COD and competing and whatnot.
I think after Cold War year, Concord was kind of going around some management changes, and also my girlfriend at the time, now my fiance, is graduating high school, and she was going to go to Knoxville, UTK. And so I was like, hey, I want to, come back to Tennessee. I still have all my in-state scholarship money, so I was like, I want to come back to Tennessee. Actually going to go to Knoxville, and they said I was overrated, so I ended up going to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, helped build their program from the ground up, and now look at where we are today. I think I just brought confidence, to be honest, and that kind of that winning attitude, because at Concord, that's all we knew. We were winning a lot. We didn't really know how to lose, respectfully, but and I think that opened up a lot of kids' eyes then, because everyone there kind of just thought of it as a gaming club, and kind of bringing that winning attitude and that culture to Chattanooga, I think, helped, and that's, kind of where we're at today. I'm actually the esports coordinator there, too, so I'm helping recruit kids, doing almost everything, like a Brian Saints of the Carolina, so, always doing everything, just trying to get the best and keep building the program up.
Yeah, I think it was really cool. When I first got hired, they had been a program for 2 years. The first guy, Sterling, he started and then pretty much got hit with COVID right away. So there's not much you can do there. So they were highly considering shutting the program down. When I got hired, my boss was kind of like, let's try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, we'll shut it down. We kind of hit the ground running, to be honest. A lot of that I always attribute my first boss. He really had a big belief in us and everything that we were building. So if I said that we needed something, he would make it work. So we started out with a super small budget, 1 room, 5 computers. By the time I left, we had 2 rooms. We had a club room, then a varsity room, larger budget, 16 championships. I think we were building something really good there. Kind of unfortunate that we had to move, but I definitely trust all the people still there to kind of handle it forward.
It's been an experience, and not in any negative or bad light. You come to a Marshall program that was just a club until you get there, coming from a program like Concord that has watch party room and scholarships and are traveling to LAN events, to a school that it was 1 room with a couch and a 50-inch TV, and you're a club, you're not getting scholarships, they're not paying for you to go do stuff. A couple weeks later, we go to a LAN and we play this Liberty team. We beat them map 5. Many people know him now as Action. He goes, my girlfriend's at Marshall. And so we're like, hey, come to Marshall. You know how cheap it is. Get you out of Liberty, let's come build something. We end up winning that LAN event, and all of a sudden, okay, we're going to start an esports program. It's not just a club anymore. The club will still exist, but we are starting a varsity esports program. It kind of just snowballed from there. Hey, Marshall's ranked now. Let's make a post about that. We were just in a little tiny room, maybe not even 20 feet long. I don't know. They're giving us the whole top floor of the student center. We're going to have a facility in there. That's kind of all it was. 1 semester is all it took. Firstly, I instill that at the end of the day, this is a game. I think all my background experience, from Concord to Marshall, I'm a teacher, I'm a father, it all went together. I can say back in the Concord era, we were all pretty toxic. Now I've kind of taken a seat, having my kids and being older, that goes into the teaching too. I speak to them as they're my equal and try and get them to understand. You want them to understand. You don't want to just start yelling at them and calling them names and discouraging them.
Yeah, I would say, just kind of focus on yourself and kind of, build confidence within yourself. We always try to have in-person students here too at Chattanooga, so I always try to get people to come and look at the city. But taking school seriously, we're a University of Tennessee school, so, the degree is really important. And I always tell my school is number 1. It always is. I think just like that, all the resources we have, or that atmosphere and that vibe, kind of bringing back that optic, that Concord kind of mentality with content, stuff like that, just kind of building that community within the students to where they want to come and play.
Yeah, I would just say the biggest thing is don't pick a school for COD. esports in general right now is so big where, unless you're at like a tiny, super tiny like community college, it might be a little hard, but like pick a school that works for you. Definitely like if you're super interested in school and like pursuing a degree or anything, just kind of like weigh your options. Some schools, they might offer a big scholarship, but it's because you're going to still owe a lot. Weigh your options, and then, if Call of Duty, like if your school doesn't have a COD team or even like a program club or anything like that, start one. For one, like you never know what people go through. Bring the toxicity down a little bit. Like I have 4 lifelong friends now because Concord decided to launch esports. Like I said, it just goes so much deeper than inside the game itself. Really enjoy your years at college, whether that be friends or experience.
The biggest thing that I learned would probably have to be nothing's going to come easy. And I know that might sound cliche, but I mean, it's the truth. You're here first for an education. Playing video games or playing a sport at a school is the extracurricular, the fun. I don't get a lot of sleep, and I'm okay with that because I know that the things that I'm trying to instill in everyone around me and the things I'm trying to do with my personal life is for the better of myself and the people that I truly care about. You're an example to the rest of the community. You're an example to your friends, your family, and you don't get that way from being lazy and not putting the effort and putting the time in. And you can say that with anything in life. If you truly care about something, if you really want to be good at something, you want to be successful, and this goes beyond the video games, beyond anything, you got to put the time and effort in and truly show dedication and passion to it.
I think just trying to find a balance. A lot of challenger kids come in like, I want to get a full ride, but I don't want to go to school, right? Obviously, you want to have a career outside of the game. To the 1% of people who do go pro, they have a backup plan. They got a degree, they're still pursuing a degree, and having that career choice after COD. If COD's not available, then we have that, and we set students up with like success. Trying to help do that and just kind of build confidence with yourself.
My name is Jamie Nickel.
I'm Nicotiva.
I am Red Chase.
Bleed Maroon.
Go Herd.
And go Mox.